Hey YouTubers, Benzo here on the side of the forest. I'm getting ready to trek down this thick trail and find a piece of creek that I ain't been on in a good year. See if any trees are washed in, washed out. See if I can find those features that I remember finding last time. So let's go down there and check it out. Okay, now it makes sense. I thought I was further down than I thought, and it turns out I'm further up. Everything's changed. That's why you need to go on and check every so often. All the trees and markers have moved. You know, I pay more attention to what's in the creek than what's in the sides sometimes. But yeah, everything's changed and moved, and even the big rocks have a little bit rolled around a little bit. But now knowing that, I'm gonna start down and not worry about up. I know what's up there. I'm gonna start checking some impacts and some rocky areas where there's faster flow. See if I can find a little flood impact or a little deposit of some sort and get some gold. Decided I was gonna skip down right here, do a first test pan, which was just doing light test pans, one scoop, rocks and all. So this was half a cup of material after I classified it out. Very little, very little material. And look at the amount of black sand. That's the first indicator I'm looking at. And there is some fine gold. At least one speckaroo. Maybe two. For the amount of material that was, this requires further investigations. Alright, you can see this is an extremely full pan because this is an extremely rocky spot. So if I want a good amount of dirt to show, I'm going to have to fill it up completely. So I'm about to shake this down and see what the bigger test results. Okay, that fuller pan, we got it right here. And what we got, let's zoom in so you can see. There is a smattering of micros. I'm fighting a mosquito right now, sorry. I think I saw 10 or better. So, video update. Same exact spot I started at. I did a test pan, production pan, and now I'm going to do a punch test. So one bucket test from down there. So I already got the sluice box set up, and I'm using, well, not correctly. Where was I? So I got the sluice box set up poorly. It's just in the spot so I can use my overs, which is a really rocky spot, to fill in around it and secure it and stabilize it. So now I know where to put the stuff. I can just fill it in because there's going to be many shovelfuls to fill this up because the amount of rocks is crazy. I'm hoping after the first 10 to 14 inches or so, it does punch through and give me more earthy material that's gold bearing. So we're going to find out. Keep on digging. There's a big old snake just come through. It's a black snake. He's crossing. It's climbing. It's probably what I heard in the leaves a few minutes ago on the bank when I was looking around. He got out of that water as fast as he could, though. He slicked across. Every year I'm seeing black snakes, or king snakes, or racers. He's looking for his way up. He's got some size to him. It's a good sign. I don't mind seeing these snakes at all. And there he slowly goes. I'll say that took longer than I liked. That is quite a large hole to fill up this little bucket, and it ain't even completely full. A lot of rocks, but I finally started getting down to some material. You know, after I get my bucket full, I like to do a punch test. So I try to get this straight from the bottom, punching in and try not to get anything from the sides to see if the material gets better. What it's looking like. It looks like there's going to be a lot of black sands in this to me. Can't wait to see what it is. So I'm going to shake this, and I got to secure the sluice and run it. See if we get any gold. Having fun. I'm just out here today, taking my time, having fun, enjoying the cool water while the mosquitoes don't carry me off. They might run me out eventually, but I'm here now. I got tired of tapping and swirling on that thing, but I could see there was a smattering of some fine gold. One little wiry bit, but it's all really, really fine. More pieces than any other pan I've seen so far. Wow. So I'm going to try to get this set up and see if this sluice will recover some of this super fine gold. I'm going to be running it slow, a little flat, and classified 1/4 inch, and we'll just take our time with it. We'll capture more heavies that way. Likelihood we'll capture most of the gold that way. So let's set it up and get going. Let that run, clearing out just a second. There's not much filtering out at this point. So I guess I'll go ahead and pull it and see how much gold's in there. It's all going to be little fine gold. Maybe a surprise, we'll find out. Looks like large numbers win again. So I'm a little surprised with the amount of flecky gold in there. You can see 5 or 6, 7, 8 pieces that are bigger than anything we saw in any test pan. And this was 1/4 inch classified, so I broke it down really good. It took a long time to get a bucket. But there's more gold in there than I thought there would be. Now let's back it up and give you an idea. This is still just a tiny bit of gold and a big old pan. But yeah, you can see it. Definitely some gold. Well, I'm not peeing, it's coming out of the pan. I was about to go downstream and do a couple test pans at a spot, but there's a lot of fine gold in that. Snuffer time. I did take a wandering around just then, and I did 3 test pans from downstream. It was a bunch of nothing, truthfully, wasted my time. But hey, check some boxes, find out some information. So well, we got some big old tadpoles down here. Must be bullfrog tadpoles. They're big as 50-cent pieces in the water. And it's funny looking. I'll tell you, that one little run off that 4-gallon bucket, that wasn't so bad. I got a 1/2 inch classifier that would speed things up a lot, and I do have the flow to move that material through the sluice. So I could punch through a few buckets really quick. You know that 1/4 inch really doubles the time. It also doubles the amount of gold you get in a bucket too. So if I do a 1/2 inch classifier, I can't expect to find that much gold per run. Probably half that. I don't know. But I'm gonna get this rock out of my shoe first, and then I'm gonna proceed with getting some more gold in the snuffer. Video update. Safety pan. Classifier. Bucket. There's a hole. Well, that's what we're getting into. I was letting it clear out a second while I did a test pan, see if I could see what was down there. I'm really surprised to see so much material in the bottom and rocks. It must have caved in. I really was having a hard time getting anything up. I couldn't tell if I was on a big rock or bedrock. I really still can't tell. Okay, so I did a test pan from the bottom there, and it wasn't a big test pan, but we got some gold. And I think that's the biggest piece in a test pan so far, a little specky speck. There's a few pieces in there, it's looking good. So I'm gonna continue on this bucket here. Pan it back. Working on this, there's some material in there right now. There's so much quartz here and chert, and it's very rocky, but there's a little bit of gold mixed in with it. Haven't really hit any clay yet, but the amount of heavy stones and black sand here is kind of neat compared to other places. But a lot of big rocks to get through to get some material. Got the sluice rock in here. This bucket's about gone. This second bucket was definitely dirtier, stickier than the first one. It's going to be interesting to see if there's more, less, or the same gold in here. It's dirtier, and I'd already punched down and through. Still finding a lot of heavy rocks and a lot of chert and a lot of that hematite rock as well. Several big pieces of that today, which was kind of surprising because you find the seams of those way upstream. There'll be whole piles of them. I'm talking about a few miles up from here. Never seen any hematite seams down this way. But maybe they're just under all this material. I couldn't determine if that was bedrock or a big rock, but it's the same thing either way. I don't think it's that deep around here. I think it's running kind of shallow, especially I'm under the shadow of this hill here. So it's probably jutting up. You can see some evidence here on the other side of the creek that the bedrock is coming up, jutting up. So, you know, push-ups are a good place to catch a little gold that got trapped in an impact a little bit there. It's just fine gold. I had a great day down here. I'm getting a little eat up right now. I think this is going to be it for me. The skeeter's coming out for dinner. I sprayed earlier, but it ain't working no more. And they're making mincemeat out of me right now. I'm going to run this bucket and fill in my hole. This is a really good spot to come and hang out and chill for a day. It's just beautiful down here. Wildlife and scenery, nature. Really quiet. You can hear a little bit of motors and stuff a little bit, but it's faint in the distance. Getting down the bottom, it's much stickier. So let's hope. I've done punch tests like this before where you find flood on top and that's it, and you find absolutely nothing else. So to find even those 4 or 5 bigger specks was a good sign. I'm not trying to win the lottery here. I come out here to spend the day on the creek, share a little bit with y'all, and see if there's a little gold in this spot. A lot of material here to work. You never know what's going to happen when you get a little deeper. There's just a little flood on top. Is there more gold to think about? Is you're going to hit some good decaying bedrock where you can crack that out and find a lot of great gold. Those spots are rare. But it happens. I got a spot like that saved, but it looks like it should be great, but every time I test it, it's very disappointing. It's like, wow, that's going to be a lot of work to get in that. And if there's nothing there, it's time wasted. You can have all the indicators and all the right stuff, but if the gold didn't pass through there, fall in there, get stuck there, it's just not there. A little bit more. There it is. There she goes. Yeah. It's not a perfect scene. I'm sure my leg in the water right here is disrupting it a little bit. Let's clean it out, see what's in it. Okay, getting down in there. This run definitely had a lot more black sand, that's for sure. What we got here? We got a piece of lead. And those things may be still shot. And quite a bit more gold than the first time. I'd say quite a bit more gold. Well, let's tap this out and see what it looks like. Okay, I tapped it up there a little bit better. You can see it pretty good. Almost a smile. Almost a smile there. Huh. Food for thought. Alright, check it out. I got the hole all filled back in. Just a mild depression there. Thanks everybody for watching today. I got a little snuffer dump set up for you. So, check this out. Alright, only did 2 buckets today. Just having a very leisurely day out here. Recreational prospecting. Just taking my time. And that didn't turn out too bad. Now we know 2/3 of that came out of that second run, so it showed that maybe getting here and punching deep might be a good way to spend a day. We'll find out one day. Just a little bit more work to do. Just downstream, you can see here one of those hematite boulders. I didn't dig that today. I was finding smaller ones. But here you can see the bedrock coming up at an angle, jutting this way. A lot of times they'll jutting the other way, but this, we have an inclined hill right here, so the bedrock's going to be coming up. All right, so this is creating a push up here, and you can only assume that there's going to be more of the same in this area of bedrock, shaped like this, looking like this, jutting up like that. And think about this being under the crack, under the ground there a few feet, and you find something like this that's going the right direction, you know, which is like parallel, a little more parallel, or perpendicular to the water flow. What's that in the water? Big old drowned cherry bug or something? I don't know. I ain't touching it. Looks like fish food. So I got out in the open. It's been a beautiful day. Found a little gold. Picked up a few pieces of chert too. Might make some chert chimes. Find some real singy pieces. If I can figure out a way to drill them without costing a fortune. So until next time, get in the creek and get that gold. See you on Wednesday. That looks better. Time to hack it out. Fight the poison.